Hi Nana. Today we will learn the question bank 4 related to atomic structure and chemical bonding. We will go with the 10th question. So what is 10th question? By using isotopes of chlorine, so these two are isotopes of chlorine. So we have to give the reasons or we have to explain. So what is the first one? Two isotopes have identical properties. So always remember that isotopes will have identical properties. All isotopes of the same element, all isotopes of the same element, all isotopes of the same element have identical properties. Identical properties. See the properties in sense chemical properties. Okay. See which properties? Properties means here chemical properties. Identical chemical properties. That means they behave chemically similar. Okay, chemical properties. That means these two isotopes of chlorine, they behave chemically similar. In the similar way they behave chemically. See, generally all isotopes of same element have identical chemical properties. Why all isotopes of same element have identical chemical properties? See, remember that atoms with the same, remember this is most important thing, atoms with the same number of electrons, atoms with the same number of electrons in their valency shell, okay, atoms with the same number of electrons in their valency shell will show or else will have similar properties, similar chemical properties. So in which shell? In valency shell. What is the meaning of valency shell? Valency shell is nothing but last orbit is said to be valency shell. See, if you see the electron arrangement of these two, so chlorine 1735 and chlorine 1737. So its atomic number is how much? 17. Even its atomic number is also 17 because these two are isotopes. Isotopes of the same element will have same atomic number. Hence, as atomic number is 17, so it contains 17 electrons. And this is also having 17 electrons. Okay. Now, out of 17 electrons, how these 17 electrons are arranged? In K shell, there are 2 electrons, because already we learned that the first orbit or else K shell can contain maximum 2 electrons only. Next, after filling of K shell, next L shell, electrons will enter into L shell. So in L shell, how many electrons L shell can hold? L shell can hold only 8 electrons. Okay, now, so altogether how many electrons were arranged in the orbits? In the first orbit, 2 electrons, second orbit, 8 electrons. But altogether how many electrons are there? 17 electrons. So that means in the third orbit or else M shell, so how many electrons are left over? 7 electrons are left over. In M shell, the leftover electrons are 7. So altogether there are 17 electrons. Now if you see the chlorine 37, here also 17 electrons are there, and those electrons are arranged in the similar fashion. If 17 electrons are present, they are always arranged in the similar fashion. Okay. So identify the last orbit. So this is the last orbit in chlorine 37, and even this is also last orbit. M shell is the last orbit. So these two are having M shell as the last orbit, and these two atoms, they have same number of electrons in the last orbit. So that means this atom and this atom, these two are the atoms, different atoms of the same chlorine element. They are having same number of electrons in their outermost orbit. Outermost orbit is also called as last orbit. Last orbit. It is also called as valence shell. Okay, the atoms with the same number of electrons in their valence shell will show similar chemical properties. Hence, these two atoms will show similar chemical properties. Okay, so these two atoms will have same number of protons also. How many protons are there? 17. Here also 17 protons are there, and electrons are also in same number. They have same electronic configuration. So if you see the electronic configuration of this one, it is like this, and even this is also having same electronic configuration. Okay, that means same number of electrons in valence shell. Here they are having same number of electrons in their valence shell. So on account of the same number of electrons in the valence shell, so they have similar chemical properties. So look here, this is the most important thing. Atoms with the same number of electrons in their valence shell will show similar chemical properties. So like this. So this is the explanation for the this question. So two isotopes have identical properties. Why? Because they have same number of electrons in their valence shell. When two isotopes have same number of electrons in their valence shell, so hence they show similar properties. Always remember that all isotopes of the same element will have same properties, will have identical properties. Why they have identical properties? Because they have same number of electrons in their valence shell. That is why they have. That is why they show identical properties, or else that is why they have identical properties. Right. So this is the explanation for the question A, sub question A. Now we learn the explanation for sub question B. Sub question B. What does this sub question B says? Sub question B says this: the relative masses of chlorine is not a whole number. Relative mass of chlorine. What is the meaning of relative mass of chlorine? How do you calculate relative mass of chlorine? Generally, suppose if you take a sample of chlorine, if you take a sample of naturally occurring chlorine, naturally occurring chlorine, if you take a naturally occurring sample of, if you take sample, that means a little bit of chlorine, if you take a sample of naturally occurring chlorine, so it contains two different types of atoms. It contains two different types of atoms. See these two different types of atoms, how they are present? They are present in particular ratio. They are present in a particular ratio. Suppose remember that this is most important. So suppose this is chlorine 37 and dot. So this dot is chlorine 35. Okay. So here the ratio of these two atoms in the natural sample of chlorine, it will be in the ratio of 1:3. So that means for every one chlorine 37 there are 3 chlorine 35s. For every one chlorine 37 there are 3 chlorine 35. For every one chlorine 37, so that means the ratio of these two, the ratio of chlorine 35 is to chlorine 37 is equal to 3:1 in ratio. 3:1 in ratio. See, then in that case, what is relative mass? Relative mass is nothing but average atomic mass. Relative mass. So these atoms are having mass 35 and these atoms are having mass 37. So then all are chlorine atoms only. All these are chlorine atoms only, but they are possessing different masses. Then how to find what is the mass of the chlorine? Then what? Then how to say the mass of chlorine? So the mass of chlorine is nothing but the average of masses of all the atoms. If you take the average of masses of all the atoms, then you will get the atomic mass of chlorine. Okay. So altogether, how many atoms are present? These atoms are present in the ratio of 3:1. So then, how to find the relative atomic mass? Relative mass is nothing but average mass. It is nothing but average mass. Then how to find the average mass? Average mass we can simply find by using a small formula. So average mass we'll find by using a small formula. Average mass is equal to this chlorine atom, chlorine 35. So with mass 35, how many atoms are there? 3. Okay. For every 3 atoms of mass 35, okay, so 1 atom of mass 37 is present. Suppose if there are only 4 atoms, suppose let us think if there are only 4 atoms of chlorine in this, so compulsorily only 1 atom of this chlorine 37 will be available and 3 chlorine atoms of 35 are available. So that means if there are altogether 4 chlorine atoms, that means total number of atoms present in the sample, okay, so is 4. Out of 4, 3 atoms are having mass 35 and 1 atom is having mass 37. So that means on an average, the average mass of these can be found with the help of this formula. So 35 into 3, how much it is? 35 3 means 105. It will be equal to 105 plus 37 by 4. So how much it will be? 105 plus 37. It will be equal to 142 by 4. It will be approximately equal to 35.5. Is it a whole number? It is not a whole number. So generally relative mass of chlorine is not a whole number. Not only chlorine, generally any element, its relative mass won't be a whole number. It will be in the decimal form. Okay, it will be in the decimal form only. Why Why it will be in the decimal form? Due to the presence of isotopes. Due to the presence of isotopes. So relative mass of chlorine is not a whole number. What is the reason? Due to the presence of isotopes. As isotopes have different masses, hence the relative atomic mass of chlorine is not a whole number. So if you take the average of all the atoms, the average of the mass of all the atoms, then you will get some value, and that value won't be a whole number. It will be in a decimal form. Okay. So that is why average mass is nothing but relative mass. Hence relative mass of chlorine is not a whole number. Why relative mass of chlorine is not a whole number? Because this chlorine, the naturally occurring chlorine, it is nothing but it is having different isotopes in it. So all the isotopes will not have the same mass number. Hence, upon taking the average of masses of all isotopes of chlorine, you will get a average mass, and that average mass always it won't be a whole number. Okay, always it won't be a whole number. Hence the relative mass is nothing but average mass. So that is why a relative mass is not a whole number. Okay, right. So in this way we can explain the 10th answer. Now we will go with the 11th answer. 11th question. What is 11th question? What is the 11th question? 3 different atoms of hydrogen are represented. Three different atoms of hydrogen are represented like this: 1 H1, 1 H2, 1 H3. Okay, so these are three different atoms of hydrogen. So this is one atom of hydrogen. So these 3 are different. Why they are different atoms of hydrogen? All these are atoms of hydrogen only. All these are atoms of element hydrogen only, but they are differing in their atomic masses. Alright? They are differing in their mass numbers. They have same atomic numbers, but they differ in their mass numbers. Okay. Hence, this atom is different from this atom, and this atom is different from these 2 other atoms. So like this. So 3 different atoms of hydrogen are represented. Okay. Next, what do the subscript and superscript represent? What do the subscripts and what do the subscripts and superscripts represent? What do the subscripts and superscripts represent? So what do the subscript represent? Subscript represent atomic numbers and superscript represent mass numbers. Already we learned this one in our previous videos. Okay, so the subscripts represent always. So here what is the answer to this one? The subscript always represent what? Atomic number. Subscript always represent atomic number. General atomic number is denoted with Z. Okay. And superscripts. The superscripts The superscript always, what does superscript means? The one which is written above. Is said to be superscript. Superscript, subscript. Superscript always represents what? Superscripts always represent what? Mass number. They always represent mass number which is denoted by capital A. Okay, so like this one. And here in the same question there are some more sub questions. Sub question A. So this is what? This is sub question A. This is sub question A. Now we will learn the sub question B. What is sub question B? What factor is responsible for change in subscripts? What factor is responsible for change in subscripts? What factor is responsible for change in subscripts? 1, 2, 3. Though the element is same. Though the element is same. See, this is element of this is an atom of element hydrogen. This is also an atom of element hydrogen, and even this is also an atom of element hydrogen. So these three are atoms of element hydrogen, but these three are different atoms of the same element hydrogen. Okay. So here, what is the responsible? So why they have different? Why there is a change in the subscripts? Why there is a change in the not subscript, superscript? Because subscripts are same. But in the question already it is given as superscript. By mistake I wrote as superscript. So by mistake I wrote subscript. Actually it is mentioned as superscript. So which factor is responsible for changing? So there is a change in the superscript. So why? Which factor? What is the factor that is responsible for the change in the superscript as 1, 2, 3? Though all these atoms are belonging to the same element. Though the element is same. That means all these atoms they belong to the same element. That means the same element is same in all these cases. Okay. So, but they are differing in their superscript. What is the reason? So here we will find out. So first of all, what is atomic number? Atomic number is same. I am writing these three: 1H1, 1H1, 1H2, 1H3. So what is the atomic number? Atomic number is 1 proton. Here also 1 proton and 1 proton. And as the atomic number is 1 and it is a neutral atom, hence the number of electrons are also will be 1 electron only, 1 electron only, and 1 electron only in all these cases. That means all these atoms they possess 1 electron each and 1 proton each. Now if you see the number of neutron is equal to atomic mass minus atomic number. So how much it will be? So atomic mass of this one is 1 and atomic number is 1. So how much? So there are 0 neutrons. So this particular atom is having 0 neutrons. Here mass minus number. So 2 minus 1. Here it is 2 minus 1. How much it is? 1. And here 3 minus 1. Here it is 3 minus 1 is equal to. See here, this particular atom, it is having 0 neutrons. This particular atom, they have only 1 neutron. It is having only 1 neutron. And this particular atom, it is having 2 neutrons. That means these three atoms, they are differing. They are differing in the number of neutrons. They are same in the number of protons. All are having same number of protons, one proton each. All are having same number of electrons, one electron each. But they are differing in number of neutrons. So in this one, there is no neutron at all. And this is having one neutron and this is having two neutrons. So what is the reason? So which factor is responsible? Which factor is responsible means here the number of neutrons. So because of they differ in the number of neutrons, they are said to be having different subscript. Okay, there is a change in subscript because they have different number of neutrons. What factor is responsible? The number of neutrons. The number of neutrons. The number of neutrons are changing. They are changing. They are different. The number of neutrons are different. There is a difference in the number of neutrons. in these isotopes. So difference in the number of neutrons is the reason. What is the factor means? Difference in the number of neutrons are different. So that is the reason. So one H1 is having 0 neutrons. So that means it does not have any neutron. 1H2 it is having 2 neutrons and 1H2 is having only 1 neutron, and 1H3 it is having 2 neutrons. So that is the explanation for this question. Next, and one more sub question is given in the 11th question. One more sub question. What is that sub question in the 11th question? You will see. What is happening? D. In the 11th question, we have to draw the atomic structure of 1H3. See, C is given. So B is finished now. So C. Altogether there are 4. So now we learn the third sub question. What is the appropriate term for elements having such property? What is the appropriate term? What is the appropriate term? Okay, what is the appropriate term for elements? For elements having such property. For elements having such property. So what is the appropriate term? So the appropriate term is isotopes. So answer is isotopes. So they are called as isotopes. So these are what? They are simply we can call them as isotopes. So these are isotopes of what? Isotopes of hydrogen. They are isotopes of element hydrogen. So isotopes is the appropriate term. Isotopes of hydrogen is the appropriate term. So okay, simply no need of writing this one. Simply, so what is the appropriate term? So the appropriate term is, so these three are nothing but isotopes of hydrogen. And one more sub question is also given. What is that? One more sub question. Sub question D. What is that? Draw the atomic structure of 1H3. Draw the atomic structure of 1H3. Right. So in order to draw the atomic structure, we have to know how many electrons are there, how many protons are there, and how many neutrons are there. So first we will draw the nucleus. In the nucleus we have to represent number of protons and number of neutrons. So 1H3. So in 1H3, there is one proton, one electron. Okay, there is one proton, one electron, and how many neutrons are there? So neutrons, 2 neutrons. So one proton and 2 neutrons. One proton and 2 neutrons are present in the nucleus of this atom 1H3. And how many electrons are there? Only one electron is present. So in 1H3 there is only one electron. So that one electron, always remember that first electron will enter into the first orbit only. So the first electron cannot enter into the other orbits. So it is not possible. Okay, the first electron always enter into the first orbit. So this atom is having only one electron. Hence that electron should be written in the first orbit only. So no need of writing the second orbit also, because there is no electron in the second orbit. Okay. Even the second electron is also should be written in the first orbit only. But this particular atom is having only one electron. Hence, we will write only one electron to draw the structure of this particular. Okay. Let it be. So this is how. This 1H3 atom, the structure of the 1H3 atom can be drawn. Okay, so we will learn the other answers in the next video.